So the story is, north of 10 years after the occasions of the primary film. The film starts with Jake Soyle portraying his humble and serene life as head of the Omaticaya tribe and raising a family with his significant other Neytiri, which incorporates his children Nedayam and Loic and his girl Tuk, his embraced little girl Kiri, brought into the world from Elegance Augustine's sluggish Navi symbol, and a human kid named Bug, the child of Miles Quaritch who was brought into the world on Pandora yet couldn't be shipped to live in cryostasis. While Jake can acknowledge Insect as an embraced child, Neytiri is skeptical of him given his human starting points. In any case, every one of the youngsters blend and mingle well with one another including Bug, whom Kiri is warm with despite the fact that he is a human. Bug doesn't embrace his human legacy and feels more lean to Navi culture and customs. They carry on with a typical existence until one day they notice a peculiar star in the night sky. Unfortunately, they understand it's a RDA space transport with people getting back to Pandora to colonize it, raising another super working base once more. Among the fresh debuts in the boat is Colonel Quaritch, who has been cloned into a Navi body and with his recollections transferred from before his passing. Subsequently, Quaritch can't recall his destruction on account of Jake yet is simply ready to remember the occasions previously and his vindictive mission to wipe out Jake. To keep the RDA from taking advantage of Pandora once more, Jake drives an essential guerrilla activity against the RDA supply lines, debilitating them. In one of the activities, Loic, who defies Nedayam and anxious to show what him can do, attempts to help Jake in fight yet gets injured. Jake safeguards and teaches him to not imperil his own security by being crazy. That evening, while at the same time keeping an eye on his injuries, Nethri serenely reminds Jake to be not excessively unforgiving with Loic, to which Jake communicates his anxiety as a dad for the well-being of his kids. In the meantime, the counter follow-up on the RDA supply lines doesn't agree with Quaritch, who starts a pursuit mission to kill Jake. During a lively endeavor, Jake's youngsters alongside Bug investigate further into the rainforest. Unbeknownst to them, Quaritch and his group are at a similar area investigating the site where Quaritch will see his human remaining parts. An attentive Loic sees their presence and rapidly illuminates his dad Jake, who is made aware of the circumstance. Nonetheless, an encounter happens and Quaritch's crew catches Jake's kids. Jake and Neytiri show up in time and free a large portion of them, yet Bug is taken by Quaritch, who remembers him as his child. On board the boat, the RDA attempts to coercively separate data about Jake from Bug, who won't give. Evolving technique, Quaritch tends to Bug as his child and furthermore to make sense of more about the Navi in return for his opportunity on his side. Despite the fact that unhelpful and ignorant about Quaritch's genuine mission, Insect shows Quaritch Navi culture. Quaritch is additionally effectively ready to tame an Ikran flying animal as his vehicle. Realizing the peril, Insect's information on his whereabouts stances to their security and furthermore to keep away from another disaster, Jake persuades a hesitant Nethri and his family to expel themselves from the Umaticaya tribe and retreat toward the eastern seaboard of Metkaina, a coral reef island whose group and way of life is adjusted to Pandora's seagoing environment. Jake gives his main mantle to his replacement and passes on altogether to Makaina. Once showed up, they are welcomed by the tribe boss Tonawari and his significant other Ronal, who is far-fetched of them at first. In any case, Jake makes sense of their circumstance and they are consented to remain and given cover. Despite the fact that a few tribesmen mock Jake and his youngsters for their hereditary human legacy, the family learns the methods of the reef individuals, gaining the appreciation of them. Kiri is captivated with the oceanic existence of Metkaina and fosters an otherworldly bond with the ocean and its animals, while Loic gets to know Soraya, the girl of tribe boss Tonawari and his better half Ronal. While adjusting to their new climate, Loic gets into a battle with Soraya's sibling Aoning when he pokes an unrefined fun at Kiri and him of their blended human genealogy. Jake reproves his child for his way of behaving. At Jake's demand, Loic gets back to apologize to Aoning and his companions. In any case, they tempt him to an outing into the region of a perilous ocean hunter and leave him abandoned as a retribution. The ocean hunter attempts to go after Loic. In any case, Loic is saved by and becomes friends with Payakan, a tulkun, a keen and pacifistic cetacean species whom the Metkaina think about their profound family. Upon his revisitation of Metkaina, boss Tonowari, who became mindful of Aonung's activities on Loic, requests that the previous apologize to Loic. In any case, Loic assumes the fault on himself, winning Aonung's kinship. He is additionally informed that Payakan is an outsider among his species. In the meantime, out traveling to a branch off of the Tree of Spirits, Kiri joins with it to meet her mom, yet experiences a vicious seizure. She is recuperated by Ronal. However, when Jake calls Norm Spellman and Max Patel for help, Korich can follow them to the archipelago where the reef individuals reside. Carrying Insect with him, he seized a whaling vessel which is hunting Tulkans to gather their cerebrum compounds for making hostile to maturing cures. Korich starts to severely scrutinize the native clans about Jake's area. Bombing that, he arranges the whaling group to wantonly kill the Tulkans to draw Jake out. Loic intellectually connects with Payakan and discovers that the Tulkun was projected out on the grounds that he conflicted with the methods of his species and went after the whalers who killed his mom. At the point when the Metkaina learn of the Tulkun butchers, Loic takes off to caution Payakan, trailed by his kin, Soraya and Aoning. They find Payakan being pursued by the whalers, and Loic, Kiri and Tuck are caught by Korich. With their youngsters at serious risk, Jake, Neytiri and the Metkaina set off on a mission to face the people. Korich powers Jake to give up. However, seeing his spirit sibling jeopardized, Payakan assaults the whalers, setting off a battle which kills the majority of the group and fundamentally harms the vessel, making it sink. Netayam salvages Loic and Bug, however is lethally shot. Jake faces Korich, who involves Kiri as a prisoner. At the point when Neytiri does likewise with Insect, Korich at first denies his child, yet halts when Neytiri cuts Bug on the chest. Jake, Korich, Neytiri and Tuck end up caught inside the sinking vessel. Jake chokes Korich into obviousness and is protected by Loic and Payakan, and Kiri brings ocean animals to help her save Neytiri and Tuck. Insect finds and protects Korich, however passes on him because of his brutality towards the Na'vi and putting his objective to kill Jake's family over being his dad and turning into a decent man, driving him back to rejoin Jake's loved ones. After Netayam's burial service, Jake and his family choose to for all time stay with the Metkaina.